back, everybody. We are live. It's time for some hip mobility and side splits. We do 45 to 60-ish minutes of hip mobility and side split stretches every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community. I try to bring good vibes to the internet. Hope you bring good vibes into the chat. And hopefully that combination of consistency, community, good vibes makes the suffering on the floor we're about to do a little bit more bearable, a little bit more fun, and keeps you coming back, because that's the only way to make a whole bunch of progress towards our hip mobility and side splits. If that sounds fun, if that sounds cool, hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. We are here every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, cool. All right, let's go. We're going to start with some hip CARs. Hip CARs stand for controlled articulated rotations. And these are all about moving your hips through their full range of motion, or as much of it as you have control over, using your own muscles. So you're doing mobility, you're strengthening, and this is going to be very tiring. But let's get to it. We're going to start with a high knee. We're going to lift this knee as high as we can directly in front. We're going to open up that hip as wide as you can. Try to get it directly to the side. It is going to be really tiring, so I'm going to go a little bit faster. Lift that knee way high. From that position, if you're looking at me sideways, I want you to rotate the leg. So I want the ankle to come up. Whew. And then once you're horizontal, I want you to keep going, keep going, keep going. Bring that ankle up. Then we're going to bring the leg down and back. When it's down and back, I want you to flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, really pull this leg back behind you. Feel the stretch here in the hip flexor. And that's 1 rep. We're going to do 10 on the left side, 10 on the right side. Don't worry if you don't remember everything. I'm going to call out each of the positions as we go. Let's do this. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's 2. Open, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. That's 4. We're basically halfway there. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. Remember, this is all about moving through your maximum range of motion using your own muscles. So we're working and trying our best to get to some new and intense spots. I think this is 9, so last one. Ankle up, down and back. Whew, that is 10 hip CARs. If your legs are already tired, if your hips are already tired, don't worry. This is how it goes. The first couple of rounds, when you're just warming up, you're going to be like, as we do a little bit more. You'll probably still be going, but your hips will feel better while you're doing it. Let's go and switch over to the other side. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. If you're just joining in, we're doing hip CARs and they look like this. Bring that knee in front of you as high as you can. Then open up that hip directly to the side. Try to aim your leg to the left or right side, depending on which side you're doing. Then rotate the leg. Bring the ankle up. Aim for horizontal first, because that's a little bit easier to figure out. And then from here, keep going. Keep rotating that leg. Bring the ankle up. Bring the ankle up. Bring the ankle up. And then finish by bringing the leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings. Flex the glutes. Pull this leg back behind the standing leg and feel that stretch in the hip flexor. All right. Try to keep the upper body relatively straight. If you bend a little bit, it's fine. But if you lift your legs this far back and your chest is all the way across, you're not really changing the angle in a meaningful way. You're not really stretching out the hip flexor. All right. Whew. Let's go. We're going to do 10 reps on this side. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. I think there's 4. So we're already like halfway done with this leg. 6, open, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. I don't think I've pointed this out like ever before, but I want your head to point, and I want your chest to point, and your hips to point all in one direction, and all that movement to come as much as it can from the hip joint, from your leg moving. Whew, I have completely lost count of how many of these we've done, but I feel like we've done 10. My hips are tired. Let's call that 9. High knee open, ankle up, down and back. 10. Whew. Whew. Those are the hip cars going forward. If your hips are feeling tired right now, that is okay. That is normal. This is our warm-up, and it's not an easy warm-up. But hopefully your hips, as soon as you get over the fact that they're tired, are moving a little bit smoother than when you started. You can swing your legs around and go, ooh, buttery. Okay. Hope that was enough of a little tiny break in between, because we're moving on and we're doing more hip cars. We're going to go in reverse order, and they look basically the same. You're hitting the same points, but backwards. Cool. Let's go. We're going to start by bringing the leg back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. Feel that stretch in the hip flexor. Lift the leg up directly to the side. If you want to make it fun, you can go whoosh, add in a little snappy kick. And then from here, we're going to go and rotate up first. So ankle up, ankle up, ankle up, ankle up. I'm going to do the opposite, ankle down. Lift the knee high and bring it forward. All right, that's 1. Let's do 10. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 2. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 3. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, 4. I am resting one hand on this table beside me for support with balance. Please, if you need a little bit of support, make sure to go grab something. No sense in wasting a whole bunch of energy trying to figure out how to balance when you can be working on how to get your hips to move a little bit smoother. I think that's 7. 8. 9. This last one. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 10. Oh. We are 75% of the way done with hip cars. We have 1 more hip. You got this. I believe in you. Let's go. Same thing. We're going backwards. So we're starting with pulling that leg back, lifting to the side, adding a little kick if you like, rotating so that the ankle is up, rotating some more so that the knee is up. Lift that knee as high as possible, and then bring everything over. I'm facing you when I'm showing you the knee, but I really want you to face the other way so that this is working your whole entire hip mobility. All right? Whew, let's go. 10 more. Let's wrap things up. Back. Side. Ankle up, ankle down, knee. Back. Side. Ankle up, ankle down, knee. Back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. I think that's 3. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. 4. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 5. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 6. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 7. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 8. Oh man, my legs are tired. 2 more. Let's go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 9. Last one. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 10. Whew. Those are the hip cars. we have just done 10 reps left and right, going forward, 10 reps left and right, going backwards. And like I said, it's just as much mobility work as it is strengthening work, because we are lifting our own legs up as high as we can, trying to get them into these crazy positions with the strength of our own muscles. So those are the hip cars. Hope you enjoyed them. I know they're a bit of a struggle, and that is why we do them together, live, and I try to make it moderately entertaining because they're hard. All right, let's take a little bit of a break with our second stretch, second warm-up exercise. We're going to fold forward, get into this L-looking shape. If your hamstrings are really tight and you're a little bit more of a, at an angle, that's okay. It's part of the process. Just focus on bringing your belly button down towards the ground. All right? From here, we're just going to chill for a little bit. Like I said, this is going to be the chill sesh to recover from the intense stuff. When you're here, all I want you to focus on for the next couple of seconds is trying to bring your belly button down towards the ground. It's not about your head or your shoulders. I don't need you to turn into a ball. It's about where your belly button is in space. I want you to bring it down to the ground. Your hamstrings right now are probably pretty tight, and that's normal. You might feel some tension in the calves. You might feel a little bit of pulling just underneath your glutes. And that is probably because the tops of your hamstrings tie into the pelvis through the tendon right at the bottom of your pelvis, which is right next to your glutes. From here, take some nice, slow, deep breaths. Try to relax. And now I think we're ready. Let's do some elephant walks. Elephant walks look like this. We're bending one knee and straightening the other leg while trying to bring the belly button down towards the ground. And I want you to do a bunch of these. Just go until you feel like you're moving a little bit smoother. When you do this, switching from one knee bent to the other, your hamstrings will start tingling. They'll start feeling all sorts of uncomfortable, probably because you're putting them into a stretched position and then you're forcing them to move, and they're like, what the heck is this? We never done anything like this before. That is what we're up to. We are trying to bring the belly button down to the ground, and we're trying to move the hamstrings while we're doing it. Let's go. Let's see, what else can we talk about to fill the discomfort with distractions? You should be feeling a bunch of weirdness in your hamstrings. Most people do, and that is because your hamstring has three main muscles that combined are called the hamstrings. One of the three muscles is actually a bicep. What a bicep means anatomically is one end splits into two and it becomes bisected, perhaps. Maybe not the perfect use of that word, but it's like a Y shape. One end is got one end and the other side has two ends. That sentence doesn't really make sense. It's a Y shape, okay? Just imagine the Y. And what that means is when you are in this position, it's like you have four ropes just getting pulled on when you are bending forward. And the ropes connect to all sorts of different places in your legs. So maybe they're sliding, maybe they're moving against each other a little bit as they all come basically to the same two endpoints. Not quite the same, but close. And that means they're all slightly at different angles, doing slightly different things. And that might be why your legs are feeling weird. All little different pieces of your hamstrings are just moving next to each other and going, hey, what's up? What you been doing? It's been a while. How you been? Okay, we hung out here for a bit. Hopefully, your hamstrings have loosened up quite a bit. You're really trying to bring the belly button down towards the ground. You're feeling like you're getting deeper into the stretch because we're ready to move on. Let's get out of here. Whew. Try to come back to standing. Take your time. You've been bent over for so long that maybe the blood has rushed to your head, and standing up straight will cause you to be a little bit dizzy. Whew. Breathe and if being folded forward in that position for a while has your toes feeling a little bit tingly, has your calves feeling a little tingly, check those out. Give them a little wiggle, loosen up, breathe. And once you've caught your breath, let's get right back into that same position that we were just in. We're going to do a little bit of a different thing. It's called thoracic rotations, which just means we're going to do a little bit of spine rotation. We're going to get into that same position we were just in. We're going to bend the left knee, straighten the right leg. We're going to fold the belly button down. We're going to take the left hand, reach across the body to the straightened leg. We're going to push against the ankle, the shin, and we're going to rotate open our chest to the right. Extend our right hand up into the sky. Look at that hand with your eyes and come on back down. We're going to go do the other side. Now the right leg is bent, the left leg is straight. We're going to take the right hand, reach across to the straightened leg. We're going to push against the ankle to help the chest rotate to the left hand extend up and back into the air. Your neck is rotating to look at that hand and breathe. And that is one rep on the right and on the left. We're going to do 5 in total, so we got 4 more to go. Let's do it. Reach across to the straightened leg, rotate, extend, reach, and down. Straighten leg, reach across, rotate, extend, reach. When you've reached as far as you can go, try and see if you can exhale a little bit. And you might find you can reach a little bit further once you've lost that tension in your chest. Again, keep going. We got 5 reps. I think that was 3. And 4. And this is 5. Hope with just a little bit of rotation, your back is feeling a little bit looser. Maybe your shoulders and your shoulder blades are a little tired from trying so hard to reach over to the other side. The longer you spend reaching, the more tired your shoulders and shoulder blades will be. That's all we're doing for the arms and the back. So I hope you enjoyed it because we're moving on. Let's go. The third warm-up exercise is called the Cossack switch. And it looks basically like this. We're trying to get down to one side. We're trying to drop our hips low. And not everybody's going to be able to do this or do this immediately. So we're going to break this down and make it a little bit easier. But I'm just showing you what I want it to look like. All right, I want your heels down on both sides. And I want you to squish as small, as low, as deep as you can go. And I want you to keep your hips low as you can, and come over to the other side. This is going to be really challenging for most people. So let's talk about how to make that a little bit easier. We're going to start by turning into a little ball. We're going to pull the knees to our chest. We're going to get into this little tiny ball shape. If you cannot put your heels down and squat down like so, most people are like this, don't worry. You can lean forward. You can feel the stretch in your ankles. Your heels can come up and you can just hug your chest. All right. We're just trying to get into the squished position. You should feel a little bit of pressure here in the hips. Since your ankle is up, you should feel a bit of a stretch in your calves and the Achilles tendon. And I just want you to chill here for a little bit. Cool? While you chill, I'm going to talk about how to transition this into that Cossack switch. So stay here, stay chilling, work on stretching out those muscles, and watch what I'm about to do. From here, the tucked ball position, you're gonna place your hands in front of you, just to give yourself a little bit of support. If you need, you can lean your weight forward as well. That'll put more weight into your hands, and then you'll need less balance. All right. From here, we're gonna stick that leg out to the side, and I want your heels down, toes up, knees up. This right here is basically the leg and hip position that we need for the side splits. We need to rotate the leg in order to get the thigh bone to not smash into the hip bone. And this is how you do it. So from the midpoint of my body, I'm basically already in a side split position. This side is obviously not, because I'm squatted down trying to become a ball. So I'm like a mace. One end is a stick and the other end is a ball. Okay, whatever, we're moving on. From here, I want you to try your best to plant your heel down. When we're stretching out, you could turn into a ball and your heel can come up or whatever. That's fine because we're trying to stretch out. But now when we're getting into the actual exercise, I want you to plant the heel down on the ground. That might mean you have to come up and be in a higher position just because you don't have the mobility to hang out in that low, deep squish position yet. That's okay. But I do want you to try your best to get that heel low and get as low as you can. All right. From here, this might be your starting position. This might be your starting position. You're going to place our hands down. We're going to scoot our butts over to the other side, trying to keep the butt pretty low, and get over to the exact same position, but mirrored. All right. Heels are down. Heels are down. And we're just trying to hang out here and trying to figure out how low we can squish and how much of a ball we can get back into. All right. If you're struggling with balance, you can lean forward, put your hands down, and that's it. That's the whole thing. Come on back over. Let's start. While we do our 10 reps, I'm going to show you slightly more advanced variations, and you can do them if you'd like. Let's go. If you're still in the ball position, we're going from the ball position. We're leaning forward, putting our hands down. We're extending that leg out, and we are using our hands to help bring our butt over to the other side. Remember, the heels are down as much as possible. Come back over, and I want you to try to sit back so that your heels are down. One of the reasons why your heels might be coming up is because you're leaning really far forward. So take a second, try to sit back on each side. I think we've already done 3 or 4. If you're feeling pretty strong, these are okay. You can remove the hands. Keep the angle with your body because that's what you just practiced. So get used to that first. No hands. Now we're at 5. If you want to make this more challenging for your low back, you can try to sit up a little bit straighter. You can extend your arms in front of you and do a couple more. I think that's 6 and 7. If your knees are a little bit achy and you can't keep doing these as low as we have been doing them, you can come up to what looks a bit like a quarter squat and come across and then sit down and sink into the stretched out part, the squish part. Then come back up and across and then sink into that stretch. When we hang out in this bottom position, we're stretching and we're trying to strengthen from that weakest point. This leg right here, you can use it to help you. You can imagine using this heel like a hook. And you're pulling yourself to the other side. You'll slowly strengthen your leg muscles that way. So instead of just relying on this one leg to push your way up, you can combine with this leg and imagine that you're using this leg to pull yourself into position and slowly strengthen a whole bunch more muscles. All right. I have every bit of confidence that we have done way more than 10 reps. So come on up of that. And take a break. That was the Cossack switch. That was the 3rd and final warm-up exercise. If you're feeling a little bit intimidated because this is your first time and you're like, this is just the warm-up, this is crazy. Don't worry, we're warming up the body because we're preparing for stretches. I don't want you to be cold, trying to stretch out your hamstrings. We have done the hardest part already. That was the hardest part. But if you do like exercise and you want to incorporate some very specific moves that will help your hip mobility, you have looked at a whole bunch already. Hip cars, right at the very beginning, trying to forcefully bring your legs through maximum range of motion. Cossack switches are also fantastic for putting you into a small compact position, this extended deep position, and building strength in between. So if you want, add that into your regular workouts or whatever else you'd like to do. Let's go. Take a break, grab a sip of water. That was really intense and your legs are probably very, 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 very tired. So give them a second, relax, chill, grab a sip of water. In the meantime, I'm going to tell you about our 5 stretches. I guess I am taking a sip of water first. You ever have that thing where you have one sip, you're like, oh, I just need a sip, and then all of a sudden you're like chugging the whole thing? That's me. Okay. Whew. We're doing some stretches. We're doing 5 stretches in total. The first one is a hamstring stretch. So I recommend you go grab a cushion, a pillow. The way we're going to do our hamstring stretch is going to look a bit like this. We're dropping down to one knee, keeping the hips, shoulders, everything pointed in front, extending the leg we want to stretch out. We're bringing the belly button down towards the thigh. That's the stretch. Cool? So, grab a little cushion, grab something foamy, something to pad your knee. It could be an old towel that is on a mission to get to the wash, and you're just going to use it one last time. Clean up the floor a little bit, maybe pad your knee. Could be a dog bed, could be old shoes you don't care about. Just enough foam to put right underneath your knee. And obviously, couch cushions. Maybe not your pillow. Maybe you don't want your pillow on the ground with your sweaty knee all over it. Yeah, cool. All right. I hope you've grabbed your things. Let's go. Hamstring stretch. This stretch, sorry, I think there was a fruit fly, and it was flying really slowly for the first time, so I tried to grab it. I think I missed because I looked right up into the light and I got blinded. Hamstring stretch. We're pointing our hips, our shoulders, everything directly forward. We're extending the leg out in front of us, and I'm going to rotate to the side. I want you to try to pull your leg in to your body. I don't want you to be like all out here in this position, right? We're not doing front splits. We're trying to pull the leg in. From here, again, bring the belly button down to the thigh. And that is how we're starting the hamstring stretch. From here, I want you to take a nice big inhale. Slowly exhale, and while you exhale, I want you to try and fold down. Bring the belly button lower and try to touch the thigh. Ready? Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. If you did that right, your hamstrings are super tight right now. Your calves are probably tingly. Maybe you're even feeling a little bit in your toes. That is relatively normal. Take some normal breaths. Try to relax into this position as much as you can. And we're going to do one more inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale and fold. When you inhale, try not to, pop up like you're a balloon getting inflated with air. It's hard. If you're conscious of it, it's easier to control. Just pointing out some tips. From here, we're basically ready. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. Things to keep in mind. We want to keep the back relatively straight. We're not trying to turn into a ball. That puts a lot of pressure on your back that you don't need, because it actually doesn't really help at all when you round the back, because the stretching comes from when the hips fold. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, okay, come on out of that hamstring stretch. Oof. Breathe, chill, relax for a little bit. And let's move on to the other leg. I don't know why I keep moving the cushion. I don't need to. I'm staying in the same position. Drop onto one knee. Extend the leg in front of you. Hips, shoulders, head pointing in the same direction as your leg. Pull that leg in a little bit towards you. And let's fold. Belly button to the thigh. Let's go. You might notice one leg is more flexible than the other. That is normal-ish. From here, we're going to do the inhale, exhale. Ready? Inhale. Exhale and fold. Try to bring that belly button down to the thigh. Keep the back relatively straight. And take some normal breaths. Relax. Then we're going to do one more inhale, exhale. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. That's it. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. Keep on trying to bring that belly button down to the thigh. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on out of that stretch. Whew. That is our hamstring stretch. Come on up, come on up. You don't need the cushion anymore. That was the only stretch where we're going to put a whole bunch of pressure on that knee. You can toss it off to the side. Just try not to break anything. It has been a while since I've come back to the camera and looked at the chat. But before I do that, I'd like to remind you that we're doing 45 to 60-ish minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community. I try to bring good vibes, put them out into the internet. I hope you take your good vibes and you stick it into the chat so that we can support each other, make the suffering that we do on the floor every single day a little bit more bearable, a little bit more fun, so that we can make a whole bunch of progress towards better hip mobility and deeper side splits. If that sounds fun, if that sounds like something you want to work on this year, hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back, because we're here every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. Plus on the weekends, I'm also here at 9 a.m. so you can come hang out for those. Cool? All right. Ugh. Come back out of that side split position. If you were copying me, we're not doing that next. The second stretch that we're going to do is the butterfly stretch, or it's often also called the tailor's pose. I want you to get to a wall, something you can lean against, so that you can do this stretch. If it looks like I'm weirdly bowing my head, it's because I didn't want to hit my head on the shelf, and I can feel the hairs tingling as I get close. Come on over. Put your hips, your shoulder, your head up against the wall. Enjoy something that resembles decent posture for the first time in a while. Bring your feet together, pull them in, and we are hanging out in this position. The goal of the butterfly stretch is to actually stretch out the groin muscles. You might not have noticed that before because you were struggling doing a whole bunch of other stuff. That is what the wall is for. You might be feeling some pressure in your middle back right here, underneath your rib cage. That is the wall supporting you so you don't start falling backwards. That's helpful because we get to focus on bringing the knees down into the ground. What I want you to do always is to strengthen your muscles while we stretch, because we want to have control over the positions that we get into. In this case, for this stretch, I want you to use your outer thigh muscles and your glutes to help open up your legs. All right? If you're joining for the first time, you're not quite sure how to activate those muscles or how to use them, that is okay. You will learn as we go. Just try your best, and you'll know it's working when your knees come closer to the ground and you're feeling the stretch here in the groin. So start by using your own muscles to pull your knees down, and once you've done that, we're going to use our hands to push down. Take your hands, push them down. You'll start feeling pressure in the back of your neck and your shoulders and in the back of your head, and that is basically the wall keeping you from pushing yourself back away from your legs. You're squished against the wall, and you get to put all of that force into your legs. So we appreciate the wall for that. That's it. We're in the right position for this. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27. If you started relaxing your leg muscles, you can contract them some more and start back up. 24, 23. I'm going to shift to a different position because I don't fit over there. 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, let the hips go. Your legs might be feeling super tired, especially if you were contracting those muscles the whole time. Give them a light shake. Move them with your arms first, and they will start waking up, and you'll be able to start moving them a little bit better. You can flap the wings of the butterfly with your own muscles and try to come back into standing. Shake up those legs. The butterfly is awesome because when you have your legs open in that position, you're basically already working those split muscles. All of the stretches that we do slowly build up towards the side splits that we'll be doing at the end. It is absolutely okay if you cannot get into the side splits because these stretches are for working towards them, and the side splits are also for working towards them. You don't have to already have them. Because I don't have them. Let's go. Stretch number 3 is called the standing pancake. The goal of the pancake is to open up your legs a little bit. Doesn't have to be super insane. Fold forward, and this is your starting position. If it looks like we're just trying to touch our toes, that's basically right. From here and from the side, when our head is pointed that way and our toes are pointed that way, our hips should be also, the tops of our hips should also be pointed that way. And that is a good position for our hips to open up and get into a deeper split-looking position. So you got the choice. If you want to stretch out the legs and get them to go way far and way wide, that's up to you. The pro and the con of both is the wider your position, the more exhausting your inner thigh muscles are going to be. Exhausted your inner thigh muscles are going to be because they're trying to hold you up the whole time while we do the stretch. If you reduce the depth of the stretch, your inner thigh muscles won't be as tired. The pro is you won't be as tired. The con is you're missing out on the opportunity to strengthen your inner thigh muscles. So you get to decide how intense you want to make this. Cool? From here, you don't have to get into that full position just yet. We are trying to fold forward. All right? We're trying to bring the belly button down. That is our first priority. And the chest and the head will also come down with it. We want to bring everything in between our legs, and it is really freaking hard. All right, that's why we do the standing variation, because when you're like this in this position, gravity's pulling your head down, pulling your chest down, pulling your upper body down towards the ground, and we need every bit of help that we can get. So once you're in this position, to make it harder, you can extend your arms out above you. You suddenly feel like it's way heavier. If that's not hard enough for you, you're a total badass. You can grab some water bottles, grab something probably pretty light to start, and just reach across and far away from you. That will make it feel way heavier than it is. If you're struggling with balance and you feel like your face is going to smash into the ground, I want you to stick your butt back behind you and try to fold a little bit more forward. That will help center your balance a little bit more over here instead of all the way over there where your face is. That's it. Those are all the tips. Open up your legs as wide as you want. Lean as far back as you'd like, and try your best to fold your belly button down. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. Also, if it's too intense, you can always reduce. Make it easier. 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Remember, you're bringing the belly button down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Put your hands down. Come on out of that stretch. It was probably a little intense. If you are struggling to get up, try to bring your toes in, bring your heels in, bring your toes in, bring your heels in. And as your legs come together, it will be a little bit easier to stand up straight and recover from that standing pancake position. That was really intense. So breathe, relax for a second. Try to shake out your legs, move around, flop, loosen up those muscles for a second, and then we're gonna move right on into stretch number 4. Stretch number 4 should be pretty chill, and it'll undo some of the struggle you're going through right now from the standing pancake. And I believe this morning we did the figure 4, so we're going to hop into some pigeon. All right, the pigeon is basically this. We're bringing the leg across the body, and we're trying to bring our chest, our hips down towards that leg. We're folding forward. From the side, it looks like this. We are feeling the stretch here in the side of the glute and the side of the hip. This is kind of a standing variation, I guess. But in the pigeon, we can basically hold that position and get our butts on the floor. This is the pigeon stretch. What are you doing with the back leg? For us, it's not the end of the world if your leg is bent, like so. It's totally fine. You can just go ahead and roll with that, folding forward from this position. If you want to make the most of your time, you really want to also focus on extending your leg back, you can elevate your front leg. I don't have a yoga block right now, so I'm going to just demonstrate with my arms. If you have something that you are holding in front of you, oh, hey, look, surprise, got a yoga block that teleported over. If you have a yoga block, you have something to elevate your front leg, then you can rest your leg on it. Preferably have more than one. Don't worry about that. This is just a quick demonstration. When the front leg is elevated, you have a whole bunch of space underneath your hip, and that will give you space to elevate the hips so that you can get your back leg underneath you. If you're not able to get that angle when your hips are really low, elevating your hips will give you a little bit more space to get that angle. Cool? All right, that is the pigeon. We're gonna get into it. Elevate your front leg. If you'd like, you can use something a little bit more stable, like a chair leaned against a wall. You can use that to help get that back leg to work out for you. Otherwise, let's go. We are bringing that leg across the body. I want you to aim the middle of your chest to that midpoint in your leg. If you have really long legs, then maybe this isn't super accurate, but it should work for most people. Fold forward, and you should feel a little bit of a stretch here in the side of the glute. If you're not feeling it, you're not quite sure you're feeling it in the right place, push the ankle away from you and point your face closer towards your feet. That should really, really intensify the stretch. And that's the pigeon. Okay, let's go. Get into position. Elevate your hips to extend your leg back further if you need to, or just bend the leg, no big deal. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. Don't hold your breath. Remember to breathe and see if you can sink your hips deeper and drop them to the floor super low. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, come on out of that stretch. Spin over to the other side. You don't actually have to spin, just switch over to the other side. And once again, we're bringing the leg across the body, midpoint of the chest to the midpoint, and that leg between the ankle and the knee. Keep the hips low, fold forward, feel that stretch out here. You might also feel it in your hamstrings. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. Experiment with folding forward as we get through the stretch. Remember to breathe. 22, 21, 20. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. By the way, this is our 4th stretch. We got side splits coming right up. We are mostly done. This is intense on my hips. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on, out of that pigeon. Breathe, relax for a second, and when you can, come back into something that resembles maybe a squat, maybe a standing position. Whew. That is our 3 warm-up exercises, our 4 stretches. We have been preparing the body this whole time for the big crazy puzzle right at the end, that is the side splits. Before we do the actual side splits, I got 2 things. One, we do 45 to 60 minutes of live hip mobility side split stretching every single day. And we do this to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community. I try to bring good vibes to the internet. I hope you bring good vibes into the chat to support each other. And hopefully that combination of consistency, community, good vibes makes the whole entire thing that we do, all the suffering on the floor, doing the stretches, doing the exercises, a little bit more fun, a little bit more bearable. And hopefully we make a whole bunch of progress towards better hip mobility, towards our side splits together. If that sounds cool, hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. We're here every day at 9 p.m. and on weekends, 9 a.m. Eastern. Okay, the second thing we're going to talk about is safety. A lot of stretching is having the ability to let your muscles relax, right? When I get into this position, when most of us get into a position that looks like this, you'll know that your muscles are really tight and they're really tense. That is not just because your muscles are short. That might be a little bit of it, but it's mostly because your brain is firing, going, whoa, you're getting to dangerous position. Get out of this. This is not okay. And so your muscles fire and contract to keep your muscles from lengthening so that you don't get any deeper, right? Your brain is actively working against you a lot. So one of the things that we want to do is we want to reduce the extra influence on trying to make the brain feel unsafe. So if you're feeling really anxious, if you're feeling like you're going to fall and bust your butt and it's going to hurt really bad and you're constantly nervous about that subtle feeling of nervousness, that subtle feeling of fear, that subtle feeling of does not help you get any lengthier in your side splits. All right. So what I recommend is if you feel like you're going to fall, if you feel like you're going to hurt yourself, cover the floor with cushions. Do whatever you need to do to help you feel safe. In general, having a chair, a stool, something sturdy in front of you that you can hold and support yourself, that will do. If you want extra cushions, I can't stop you. You can do whatever you need to make you feel safe. All right. Everybody's going to be a little bit different. Everybody's got different tolerance levels for whatever is going on. If you're just starting out, make yourself feel safe. All right. As you get more skilled, maybe you'll realize you don't need any of that stuff, and great. Get rid of it in the future. Cool. From here, I'm going to talk about the actual thing that I care about. This is this wall. And this is not a wall, this is a table. I know. I have the table behind me in case I start losing balance. I'm trying something new and I go, I'm swimming through space and I fall backwards. All right. I don't want your butt to slam all the way into the ground and have you rolling and tumbling over. So I want you to have something behind you to help fall onto that will keep you safe. In this case, I have a table. And I know if I fall back onto it, I can casually just continue talking as if it was intentional because this table is like perfectly here chilling for me. But in general, I recommend that you get to a wall. The wall will not abandon you. It will stay there for the most part. So if you stand about 12 inches in front of the wall, if you start falling backwards, hopefully your butt will hit first. Ugh. Or worst case scenario, you rotate a little bit, you're like, the wall is coming. Your shoulder hits first. And that will help keep you a little bit safer. Your shoulder will still take a hit. Your hips will still take a hit. But your tailbone, your butt, will not smash into the ground and it will not hurt nearly as bad. So, long story short, stand in front of the wall, 8 to 12 inches. Make sure you have something behind you to catch yourself. And if you do start falling backwards, don't go head first. All right, tuck your head. Protect the head, that's precious. All right, let's do this. We're getting to some side splits. We're gonna start by trying our best to open up the legs. This doesn't have to be crazy at all. If you have discomfort in your hips already, stop. Come back up. Cool? We're going to fold at the hips. We're going to fold, 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 fold. If this looks just like how we started the standing pancake, you are absolutely correct. From here, we're going to actually put our hands down and lean forward, and then we're going to use this opportunity to sort of try to lengthen our legs out to the side. If your head and your hips and your toes are all pointing in the same direction, then you should be good to continue. From here, we're going to start trying to do something that looks a little bit like a push-up. And we're not doing this to strengthen your arms. We're doing this to put body weight into your arms. When there's more weight in your arms, there's less weight in your legs, and it makes it easier to externally rotate the legs. What does that mean? That is this right here. We're rotating the leg so that the heels are down, the toes are up, and the knees are up. I'm going to scoot back a little bit to make sure I'm in camera. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are pointing up on both sides. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are pointing up. And what this does is it rotates the thigh bone so it gets out of the way of the hip bone and they don't smash into each other, which allows you to do something that looks a lot more like a side split. Notice that once we've rotated our legs around, I can also sit up straight. If you were wondering what I was talking about when I was talking about hips and head and toes, that is what I'm talking about. If your hips and your head are pointing up and your toes are pointing up, you're lined up and you're ready to go. Okay, where are we going with this? We've been holding this for way too long. Let's scoot our arms back, try and get into a deeper side split, and do a little wiggle from side to side. Get a little bit deeper into your stretch. Breathe, 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, walk your hands forward. Pull your legs in slowly. Try not to put too much pressure on your knees when you're in this extended position. Bring them in nice and gentle. And chill here for a sec. Breathe. Let the hips recover a little bit because they were really strained opening up just now. And when you can, come back into standing. What we just did was put a whole bunch of tension, a whole bunch of stress into our legs. Maybe your legs are feeling a little bit weak right now. What we want to do is undo that tension, undo that stress. And we're going to do that by shaking it out. Shake, shake, shake. I want you to imagine in this version that you are just getting out of a pool and you need to shake the water off of your hands, off of your feet, and shake, shake, shake. As you get more comfortable with the idea of shaking off your leg, you can pick up the pace. You can try to relax the ankles, relax the calves, start flopping around a little bit more, and keep shaking. Shake, 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 shake. Now do the other side. Shake, 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 shake. As you get more comfortable, feel free to grab something for balance. Let that leg flop and wiggle and shake out the tension. If you're able to see, my ankles are flopping all over the place, my calves are flopping over the place. If I add a little bit of a shake like this, my quads are flopping all over the place. This is how we know for sure that your muscles are relaxed. If they were tense and you were trying to shake, you would look like a really weird robot that is struggling, all right? What we're trying to do is be loose, be chill, calm, shake out the tension in the legs, in the hips, and we're flopping, we're wiggling, flopping around. Okay, we've done that for a couple of seconds here. Your hips should be okay. Your legs should be feeling much better, a little bit more lively than right after that first side split. So we're gonna get right on into the second side split. Stand in front of whatever you're going to lean against. I recommend 8 to 12 inches. For most people, that's about 1 footstep in front of the thing. Use a wall if you can. And let's open up the legs and get ready for some side splits. Again, they don't have to hurt, not right now. So if you're standing up straight and you're just extending your legs out this way, make it not hurt. Bring the legs in. Cool. Folding forward, bring the belly button down towards the ground, extending your arms. Now that your head, your hips, and your toes are all pointing in the same direction, you can open up those legs a little bit more without discomfort. So do that, and then we will put some weight into our arms like we're doing a push-up so that it's easier to externally rotate the legs. Your heels are down, your toes are up, your knees are pointing up, heels down, toes up, knees up. I repeat this a lot because it's the most important part of the whole entire thing to get into before we do the side splits. Cool. Once you're here, walk your hands back towards your hips, and you'll notice it's easier to sit upright without pain. And from here, we're gonna do a little wiggle from side to side, left and right and left and right, to see if we can break the friction that's holding our feet back from getting into a slightly deeper position. Once you're here, 30 seconds, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. If you are resting up against the wall already, you might be able to work on different positions, like sitting a little bit more upright, and see how that feels for the front of your hips and those muscles. You might be able to lean a little bit forward and get a little bit more weight into your arms, but also rotate your hips a little bit so that you're in a position where you're feeling the stretch here in the adductors a little bit more. The adductors are your inner thighs. If you sit back, the stretch is going to be a little bit different. You might feel it more in your hamstrings. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, walk your hands forward. Bring your legs out of that stretched position. Again, take it nice and slow and gentle. Be gentle with your legs. They're already struggling. Kneel, take a breath, breathe, chill. Relax. When you can, come back into standing, and we're going to shake it out. Shake, 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 shake. I think 11, 12 hours ago, I was talking about shaking as if you were flicking water off of your toes into the eyes of your enemies. And so if you like that, you can go ahead and do that some more. Flick, 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 flick. As you get more comfortable with the flicking motions, you can pick up the pace, pick up the intensity, and just let the legs relax. You don't have to take it to this level immediately. If you're just joining in, this might take a little bit more practice. If you want to practice something specifically, I recommend you plant maybe your big toe, maybe the ball of your foot down, and do a little bit of shaking from this hip socket right here. So the only thing that's moving is your knee is pointing in and pointing out, pointing in, pointing out. Everything else is staying completely stable. All right. When you do this and you pick up the pace a little bit, the closer you bring your leg, the easier it will be to do. The more likely you will be able to relax the quad and have the quad just flop around and chill. That's the goal of that portion. But when we also do this, the hip muscles right here get a little bit of movement, get a little bit of love. If you're not going super intense, like all the way out and all the way in, those muscles aren't contracting extra hard. So you're just giving them a little bit of movement, giving them a little bit of love, getting them a little blood. And that should help your hips move a little bit smoother so we can get into side split number 3. Same thing on the other side. Put your toe down, put the ball of your foot down, add a little bit of a wiggle, shake that knee in and out. Remember, nothing else is moving. It's just the leg at the hip socket. All right. It looks like my knee is moving, and I guess technically in space is moving, but the angle between my knee and my foot and my leg bones are not moving. It is the same angle, the whole time. All of the movement is coming from here at the hip. Whoops. Whew. All right. Those are your hips. Those are your legs. I think we're ready to get into side split number 3. Let's go. Once again, we're standing 8 to 12 inches in front of whatever you want to fall against. And we're opening up the legs. From this position, your hips should not hurt. So if they do, bring your legs in. Fold forward. Once you're folded forward and your belly button is pointing towards the ground, you can get into a deeper position and it should not hurt. From here, we're going to put our hands down. We're going to try and do something that looks a little bit like a push-up. We're putting weight into our hands to make it easier on our legs to externally rotate, which looks like this. Your heels are down, your toes are up, your knees are up, heels down, toes up, knees up. We're walking our hands back. You might notice, since this is round 3, that you're slipping deeper into the side split, and that is awesome. From here, we're walking the hands back, and when you get as deep as you can, I want you to try to do a little wiggle from side to side. Lean right, lean left, lean right, lean left. That will help break the friction that's holding your feet back from a deeper position. And that's it. Final 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. We're done. Walk your hands forward. Bring your legs in. Come back into a kneeling-ish position. Oh, your hips are probably feeling quite a bit of stress. It's been building over the last couple of rounds of side splits. So relax them. Take a second. Breathe. And when you can, come back into standing. We're going to shake it out one last time. Let's go. Flick water into the eyes of your enemies. As you get more comfortable with it, you don't have to have these big exaggerated motions as much. You can just let the muscles flop, relax, wiggle, shake. Whew. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. And when you are done with that, your legs are feeling okay. Let's add in a little bit for the hips. Your hips are probably super tired. So let's do some stanky leg junior. You can plant that toe down and you can keep the rest of your body basically in the same spot. The knee and the hip is the only thing that is moving. Everything is actually coming from the hip, but it looks like the knee is moving. All right. Once you've done a couple on that side, you don't have to do a specific number, just until you feel like it's comfortable, until it's smooth. If you're feeling like it's a little difficult because you're in this crazy wide position, bring your leg in. That'll make everything a little bit easier. Once you've done some nice movement for that hip, we're going to add in a bonus movement. You've actually seen this before. It is the pigeon, basically. Bring that knee in front of you, rotate the leg up, and feel that hip over here, that side glute. Just add a little bit of a wiggle, and you can imagine you're playing hacky sack. You're just trying to kick a soccer ball. That should loosen up the muscles here in the hip, in the side of that glute, and I think we're ready to move on to do some joint checks. It's probably not necessary, but I like to do these just to make sure everything that I like to do works well. In this case, we're doing some hip circles. After side splits, it tends to be, for me at least, that the left hip and the right hip, right here, like on either side, is really tender, is really sensitive. So I like to spend a couple of seconds on those. If you have something similar, maybe if you fold really far forward in your hip circles, your hamstrings are tight, go ahead and spend a little bit of time on that. We're going to continue with some high knees. real quick. Just make sure that they work. Your hip flexors are working, your knee can raise. And we're gonna come on over and do a little bit of a squat. We're gonna fold at the hips. We've been doing this all day, so this should be no problem. We're going to sit our hips down. We're going to put pressure into our knees by leaning forward. And when we lean forward, the calves, the ankles, should also be feeling quite a bit of stress. From here, we're going to try and do a quick calf raise. Just one or two is plenty. And if your legs are working well to do that, everything is feeling normal, come back up out of that squat, and we are done. That was a quick test of pretty much the main things that your hips and your knees are supposed to do well together, coordinated. And if you're able to do those well, you're good. All right. That is it. That is everything. How are we doing on time? It is 65, 66 minutes in. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Thank you for practicing consistency. Thank you for putting in the effort to make sure you take care of your body a little bit today. Again, we do 45 to 60-ish minutes of live hip mobility and side split stretching every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern, which is about an hour and 7 minutes ago. And we try to do this to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community. I hope I bring good vibes to the internet and you bring good vibes into the chat to support each other, to help us all suffer a little bit less when we're on the ground stretching desperately and in these positions where all our muscles are strained. All right. The goal is, with that consistency, with the community, with the good vibes, it's a little bit more fun. It's a little bit more engaging and we can make a whole bunch of progress in our hip mobility, in our side splits together. If that sounds fun, hit follow, hit subscribe, do all those cool things, set alarms if you need to, and come on back. We are live every day at 9 p.m. Okay, with that, I have not been to the chat pretty much at all. So I'm coming back and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to review everything for a while. Jay says, I just know the rest of the room is messy. Absolutely. This is just a weird hallway nook in between rooms. The rest of the house you don't get to see, but this is not a very useful space, so it gets to be the background. Because we don't use it, it gets to look clean all the time. Yeah. Okay. Over on YouTube, let's look at some comments. Foxy Roxy W says, I love this stretch. So underrated. I don't know which one you're talking about because I am reading this super late, but I appreciate that you like those stretches. Syed says, this is bad. I couldn't wake up on time today either. This is bad. It's absolutely A-okay. You got in at some point, you got to do a couple of stretches. So that in itself is awesome. I know it's a super early time for you and it's hard. Oh, what? Sayed got in during the hip cars. The hip cars is the start of the show. You made it perfectly on time. I don't know what you're talking about. You did great. Okay. I'm over here on TikTok now because that was the only comment on YouTube. So I'm going to scroll back to the top and see what we can cover. Okay. Che is answering some questions. Oh, there we go. Mark Soprano asks, hi, Ken, what is your YouTube name? The YouTube name is the exact same as it is on Instagram and TikTok. You're on TikTok. So I meant to say on TikTok, it's at splits, plural, on the side. Thank you, Che, for writing that out for us. I'm going to keep scrolling, see what else we got. Some AI summaries. Travel with Roxy says, you've made a lot of progress. Oh, thanks. Isha Dababi says, I'm dying with 4 or maybe 5 Gs. It's tough. A lot of the stretches are not going to be easy, and I demonstrate them in probably not the easiest possible way, right? I've been doing some version of this live for over a year. It started a little bit easier, but I tried to remember what it was like 365 days ago, and I tried to make sure we talk about all the ways to make it a little bit easier for ourselves. But it's definitely not going to be easy if it's your first day just joining in for the first time, because you're learning a whole bunch of new movements. I'm telling you about all these things that you've never even heard about probably, and it's a struggle. So I appreciate that you're here. Thank you for commenting that you were dying, and I hope you keep it up, because as you get a little bit more practice, as you get a little bit more skilled, things will become easier and it'll be less suffering. So there's like a curve of suffering. I talk about suffering a lot, and I've never really thought about this, but the first time when you start, maybe you got the extra motivation, you got the extra excitement, but you have like lack of knowledge for most people. And so there's like the first level of a lot of suffering where you're like, what is going on? What is this? He's talking way too fast. And you're just trying to figure things out. As you get the hang of it, things get a little bit easier. Your muscles are still suffering, but your brain isn't working nearly as hard. And hopefully, you get past that hump and you can just do the suffering where your muscles hurt. Cool? All right, let's see. What else we got? Shay says, I will try this tomorrow. Lovely. We are here at 9 p.m. Eastern every single day, so come on back. Yay, sends lots of hearts. Thank you, thank you. We had a lot of people follow. Thank you, everybody who has joined in and are hanging out with us. Jeff sends some thumbs ups. So where is the original comment that he's responding to? I don't see it, but maybe I said something that he's just sending a thumbs up to. Jezebel says, I sound like a campfire with how much I'm cracking. Oof. I know the feels. I really enjoy the sounds that the chiropractor videos make when they go, and then the back goes, and then you're like, oh. Is normal to feel out of cracking. Most of the time, cracking is just gases trapped in your joints, and then that's a natural thing. So you don't have to worry about it for the most part. I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're figuring out how to get into the movements because they are not easy. And if you're releasing a whole bunch of gases in your joints, then that means you are doing things your joints don't naturally do most of the time. So good on you for trying it out. Thank you for doing the exercises. And I hope you enjoyed enough that you'll come back tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna keep scrolling and check out what is left in the chat. We got an I love this stretch. It feels good with a blue heart emoji. I don't actually know how to do colored heart emojis. I don't know what happens when I even try to send one. I think it's just red. Chase says hello. Okay, cool. We didn't have that many messages in the chat from earlier, probably because I have been doing a bad job of coming to the chat and looking at it during the lives. So that's on me. But I am trying to make sure that I slow down the pace so that you can actually hear what I'm saying and not get bombarded with too much information. And sometimes that means to get the show done, I am just going and trying to finish up. Ganowski says, I'm sorry I missed today. Just got back from the wedding. Ooh, I hope the wedding was nice. I hope you enjoyed. Definitely don't rush back from the wedding to come do the live. This live is about practicing consistency, Ganowski. I think you have shown as much consistency as basically possible. So I think you deserve a day off for a special occasion. Don't worry. Astrid sends some smileys. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. Hi, Astrid. Cool. I think that's all of the chat, and I think I'm about ready to wrap up. So I hope you guys had fun. I hope you enjoyed the live. I hope you know that we do 60 minutes of live hip mobility and side split stretching every single day to practice consistency, build community, have a little bit of fun so that stretching is a little bit more bearable, a little bit less, and we make a whole bunch of progress towards our side split goals, towards moving better. If you enjoyed the show, please hit hit follow, please hit subscribe, come back, hang out in the lives. We're here at 9 p.m. Eastern every single day, just like what Travel Thraxy said in reply to Katie. Yeah, I was like, Katie 9. Can't read, 9 p.m. Eastern. All right, that's it for me. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you have a great rest of your night. We'll see you soon. Astrid has one more question. Do you have stretching while in bed? Yes and no. When you're in bed, there's actually a couple of really nice stretches that are really comfortable for your spine and your back. And I guess a little bit for your hips. I don't have a bed, so I'm just going to lay down on the ground and we're going to demonstrate like this. If you are laying down and you can't fall asleep, you can do a couple of things. You can try and keep your shoulders down on the bed, hopefully sunken in a little bit. You can try to throw this leg across, and that will help to stretch out your low back and your mid back. You can do the opposite, obviously, and that will be nice. Ooh, this is nice. Anyways, from here, you can also do some stuff where your knees are bent. You can do something that's more like this. It might look very similar, but you actually work the hips a little bit more when you do that. If you're looking for something to do as soon as you get out of bed because you don't want to get out of bed, I guess you could do more stuff along the lines of hamstring stretches. You can work those legs, lift them. You can grab that leg and you can pull it towards your face. Because you're in a bed, I assume it's going to be a little bit soft and squishy, so the angles might adjust, but depending on how squishy your bed is. And let's see, what else is really nice to do from bed? We got some low back, we got some hips, we got some hamstring stretches. Technically, anything that you can do on the floor, you can do in the bed. It might just be a little bit less intense because your bed is squishy and it's going to deflect. So we already do the pigeon stretch on the live, and you can continue doing the pigeon stretch on the live, depending on how stretchy and how squishy your bed is. You might not feel the intensity of this stretch without leaning really far forward and trying to bring your chest down to the leg. There's also a bunch of stretches that you can do where you focus on being on your stomach instead of on your back. What we just did for the hips, you can actually do in reverse, but laying down. And you can basically do some combination of this. Depending on your flexibility, this might feel way less intense than the other way around. And that is pretty normal. And it's the same. You can sort of reach back and reach back, but try to keep your chest down. I hope you enjoyed those extra bed exercises. The floor is hard, but it's nice and cold, so it's helping me cool off. Okay, I'm gonna crawl back over to the camera. Astrid says, "You are welcome. You are awesome." Saying, I can't believe I said you are welcome. I can't read. I meant to say, you are welcome. Chase says, I walked away and now he's on the floor. Oh my God. Well, I see had no volume on. Yes. I got a special request for some exercises laying down. And yeah, we started doing some laying down exercises. Okay. I think with that, we have covered most of the questions in the chat. So it is time to wrap up. I hope you had a lovely time. I hope you're feeling warmed up, loosened up. You're ready maybe to go to bed now. Enjoy the extra mobility, that flow that you've got going on for at least temporarily for a little bit longer. And I hope to see you tomorrow. Same time, 9 p.m. That is, I don't know, 22 hours and 40 minutes from now. Bye. Thank you, Astrid. Good night. Good night, good night, good night. Closing out. Thanks.